Welcome everybody once again to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series, coming to you from Watkins Glen International Raceway, a very iconic road course that's hosted Formula One, kart, sports cars, and of course NASCAR all the way back in 1957. I'm Michael Paz alongside Darien Arnsdorff bringing you the coverage, and it's 40 years we've been here at Watkins Glen, and the first race was won by a Mr. Buck Baker, who led every single lap of the 44 that they had. And I'm pretty sure, Darien, that none of the drivers want to see that kind of dominance today.
No, for sure not. I mean, we're here. It's a beautiful day in Watkins Glen. Great day for a race. I'm sure we're going to see some great action here today. Let's take a look back to last year's running of this event, 1996. Jeff Bodine, in the number 7 for his own team, got the win here at Watkins Glen. A huge win for the owner-driver. However, this year that car is now driven by Ernie Irvin for Junior Johnson and Associates. Bodine isn't in the field. He attempted here, but someone who attempted this race last year is Mike McLaughlin, the number 16 for Roush Racing, as we have had a driver change since last week.
Yes, he did. Mike McLaughlin, who we were talking about last year, he ran the 34 car. This year, he's going to actually finish out the season in the 4th Roush car, driving the number 16, taking over from Butch Gilliland. And before then, he was driving the number 87 in replacing Joe Nemechek, who was out with injury, and we can proudly say that Joe Nemechek is back in this race. We're going to see him race in the 87 in just a few minutes here.
Yeah, it's great to see Joe Nemechek back, but I think what most people are looking towards is how will Mike McLaughlin perform in that number 16? A car that has been much worse overall than the 87 has been this year. Do we expect some kind of similar results as we've seen McLaughlin pull off earlier this season?
I think we got to remember here that the 16, the team will admit that 16 is not the fastest car in their stable. What the main thing they're trying to concern with now is they're hoping McLaughlin can go and just go ahead, get some owner's points in that car, help it qualify for more races, because if he stays with the team into next year, that's going to give him a really good chance to make a full season run.
Indeed it is. Let's take a look at our driver standings now. After 19 of 32 races in the 1997 season, Michael Dale Sr. still leading the points. 108 points over Bobby Hamilton. Do we think we could maybe see a lead change here today in the points?
Knowing Dale Earnhardt's success over the last few weeks, his success at basically everywhere he goes, I have a really hard time thinking that he's going to lose the points today unless something disastrous happens. Really, I think he's just kind of holding that points gap. It's almost like he's taunting the rest of the field, it seems like sometimes. It gets so close sometimes, and then it just goes right back out to over 100-point gaps, like what we're seeing. And he just got his first win 2 weeks ago at Pocono, and he followed that up with a 4th place at Dover, and now heading into Watkins Glen. Right now, everything is looking good for him to maintain that lead. Bobby Hamilton, in second in points, just won at Dover last week, so he's trying to get his points back. And then to round out the top 5, we got Derek Cope, Ricky Rudd, Dale Jarrett. Darien, is there anybody else you think we should be looking at?
Well, before I get to that, I just want to point out the fact that it was Indianapolis we went to last time out, not Dover.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
We're a bit rusty, everyone. We have not... Look, we mentioned this at the end of at the last race broadcast at Indianapolis, but we have not recorded a race for this in about 4 months, so we're going to be a little rusty. Cut us a bit of slack here, okay? But no, looking at the rest of the top 10 in standings, the one guy I'm really looking at is Morgan Shepherd. You know, he is someone who earlier in this year we thought was a genuine championship contender. He's still 8th in points, but he's coming off of 4 races with a best finish of 2nd, which is really good. However, his next best finish is 40th. So he has not been having a very good time in that 9-car for Robert Yates Racing. Hopefully Morgan Shepherd can get it turned around this time around as we see our starting lineup is official. Michael, let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's race.
Let's get right into it. First car on the pole today, number 3 of Derek Cope. He's going to be starting alongside the number 17 of Ward Burton, putting up a pretty good qualifying run. Currently 26th in points. A good starting position out of road course is always going to help you get more points. And then row 2, it's the number 10 of Bobby Hamilton, another championship contender. He's starting third alongside the number 1 of Jack Sprague. Row 3, the number 33 of Terry Labonte alongside the 18 of Michael Waltrip. Then in row 4, it's Dale Earnhardt, the man everybody's been chasing this season, alongside the number 6 of Jeff Gordon. Another guy, he's 8th in points, looking for some more consistency. He's had 3 top 10s the last 3 races. And to round out the top 10, John Andretti in the number 31 car. He's once again put up another stellar qualifying run. He's done very well to get that 31 car out of the bottom of the owner's points, alongside the 99 of Ricky Rudd.
As we move on to our next 10 cars on the grid, row number 6, we'll see the 63 of Joe Ruttman. He'll be starting next to number 22 of Mark Martin. Martin 11 in points right now for Bill Davis Racing, hoping to finally move into the top 10. Row 7, we see Jeff Burton starting next to rookie Ron Hornaday Jr. and the number 5 for Hendrick Motorsports, the first of the Hendrick Motorsports cars. And we know that they are always strong in every race we come to. Row number 8, we'll see Morgan Shepherd, the guy I mentioned earlier, who's 8th in points, looking to rebound after a couple very bad weeks in that 9 car. He'll be starting next to Johnny Benson Jr. and the number 37. Row number 9, isn't this a row, Michael? We'll see the 87 of Joe Nemechek starting next to the 16 of Mike McLaughlin. You can't write it. And not only that, they tied! They had the exact same lap time in qualifying. How is it even possible? And rounding out the top 20, in row number 10, we'll see Dale Jarrett starting next to Todd Bodine.
Man, it doesn't matter who's in the next rows. I can't top that row. I just can't.
That's insane. Like, how does it even happen?
As we look at the back half of the field, it's the 88 of Lake Speed, who's slowly starting to develop himself as doing pretty well in that car for Robert Yates Racing, alongside the 94 Ken Schrader. Behind them, the number 95 of Wally Dallenbach, alongside the 7 of Ernie Irvin. That car which won last year, different driver, but maybe some of the same speed. 25th, it's the number 24 of David Green, alongside the 30 of Rusty Wallace. 27th, 28th will be the 73 of Ricky Craven and the 11 of Mike Skinner. And around at the top 30, 2 of the Hendrick rookies, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Steve Park.
As we look at the very end of the field here, we go on to row number 16, which we'll see Matt Kenza starting next to Ted Musgrave. Row 17, we'll have Hermie Sadler and Elliott Sadler, the Sadler brothers, starting together in row 17. Moving on to row 18, we'll see the 28 of Harry Gant starting next to Sterling Marlin. Not very good qualifying results for both of those drivers. Hopefully, they'll be able to rebound later on. Row 19, we see Bill Elliott, which the last road course we came to was Willow Springs, and we all know how that went for Bill Elliott. Hopefully he doesn't take flight again today. He'll be starting to the 90 of Kevin LePage. Row number 20, we'll see Bobby Labonte and Mike Bliss. Not a very good starting spot for Mike Bliss either, someone who's been really strong this season. He'll be starting this race from the 40th position. Rounding out the field, row number 21, we'll see Robbie Gordon. Robbie Gordon's someone who you really would have expected to be up here at a road course. He is starting in 41st here today. Not a very good start. He'll be one to look out for on the rebound. And starting next to him will be the 29 of Jim Sauter for Diamond Ridge. Rounding out the field in row 22, we'll see the number 12 of Jason Keller.
Certainly have a relatively pretty good order to see how things are going to develop over the course of this race. I mean, road courses have always tended to prefer the guys up front especially, but we still know that there are always those guys who can go and slice their way through the field with some absolutely stellar results. One guy who was actually fast in practice that we had was the 24 David Green. I was pleasantly surprised with how good he was able to make his way through cars, even though he's starting 25th today.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing here, is now we're rolling here. We don't have very much time here before we go green. Michael, is there anyone looking at to get the win here today at Watkins Glen?
I think I might just have to go with the favorite right now, Dale Earnhardt. I mean, I think he's in the best spot, I believe, of anybody.
I'm looking a bit farther ahead of him. I'm going to be looking at the number 10, Bobby Hamilton, to go back-to-back here at Watkins Glen.
We're looking at the top 2 in points. Everybody else, let's see what happens. Here we go. Green flag for Watkins Glen. Side by side through the first corner. Derek Cope with the early advantage right now. They're trying to go side by side for second. Bobby Hamilton on the inside of the 17. Up through onto the first few corners. Onto that long straightaway.
As they come up through the S's, here at Watkins Glen, they'll head down the back straightaway, heading towards the bus stop chicane. This is the first real tricky spot of the track. Heavy braking in the chicane, and it seems like everyone's going to get through it just fine. So we're going to continue on here through the carousel, heading up to the final 2 corners. Cope with a big lead over Bobby Hamilton right now.
He got away pretty quickly from there, and goodbye Derek Cope. They sort themselves out for second. Hamilton up to second, Ward Burton third, but they're still trying to battle side by side for fourth. It looks like Sprague's going to hold on to that. And then there's Terry Labonte in fifth behind them as the 3 of Derek Cope goes ahead and leads lap number 1 with 0.8 of a second gap between him and the 10.
That's a big lead after just 1 lap, as now we have side by side here. Jack Sprague and Terry Labonte going at it for 4th place with the points leader Dale Earnhardt right behind them. How worried would you be if you're someone like Jack Sprague coming up from the Truck Series this season as a rookie, and now you gotta go and defend against 3 champions even at a road course?
I mean, he was able to go ahead and get the win before. We saw that when he was able to hold off Dale Earnhardt himself. Right now, I think it's just a lot of getting everything in order. You know, don't let yourself drop too many spots, but you might have to give up 1. He lost 1 to Terry Labonte here, might lose 1 to Dale Earnhardt. He's got Jeff Gordon as well. You know, I think he just got the bad draw when it came to qualifying.
Yeah, this is not an enviable position at all when you got 3 guys around you who are multi-time champions, you know? Like, this is just not fun for Jack Sprague.
And we know all of them are good at road courses. So, right now, I think for the one car, I think it's just damage mitigation.
Yeah, that's all you really can do as they come up through the S's here on lap number 3. The gap did go down to about half a second last time between Cope and Hamilton. So you gotta think, is that 10 car a little faster than the 3?
I think he is. He's caught up to the 3 once again. But passing him is going to be the real question. Because it's easy to catch guys sometimes, but passing them, that's a different story.
Yeah, especially at a track like Watkins Glen, you know? Like, you could easily dive bomb it in, try and make the move that way, but if you do that, you're really risking wrecking yourself and the other car, which I don't think anyone is too keen on doing, especially at this stage of the season. We're on race number 20 of 32. I mean, we're getting down to the end of it here, you know?
Yeah, this is really a time where you want to go ahead and start looking. It's like, okay, you don't want to make any sort of avoidable mistakes. You know, you're a little bit lenient with yourself early on in the season, but now it's like, no, you've got to try to get your car out of dangerous positions. Sometimes you can't let yourself get run over with DNFs or letting yourself fall too much. You've got to try to fight as best as you can, because every point is going to matter. Yeah,
especially considering, like, Earnhardt is not that far back in the grand scheme of things in this race. 2nd and 7th right now for Hamilton and Earnhardt. Although Earnhardt is under pressure from John Andretti. So that is a battle ongoing for 7th place, as Jeff Gordon has gotten ahead of Jack Sprague to move in the 5th. You gotta think, at some point later in the season, I know we've already talked about the fact we are late in the season, but maybe around like race 25, 26, you're gonna have to start making moves that you wouldn't make otherwise if you're 2nd or 3rd in points.
And it's that trade-off. It's like, man, you don't want to go and make some of those moves sometimes, but you have to if you want the championship. Here's a move. We got the 10 of Bobby Hamilton to the side of the 3.
Yeah, battle for the lead there as we saw Earnhardt and Sprague going out. We can only focus on one at a time, so we'll focus on the lead up through the S's. On lap number 5, Hamilton seems like he'll have it over Derek Cope as they head on down the back straightaway. But watch the 17 here. Ward Burton could be looking to capitalize if anything goes right as Hamilton takes the lead here at Watkins Glen.
That's a really good way to try to go and get the lead like that. Get them up side by side through the S's. And then just be able to get that good run out of the final corner of the S's and carry that down the back straightaway as they go into the bus stop. And that's exactly what the 10 car did.
The exact way to do it. You want to make a move going into turn 1 so you can get side by side, stay side by side through the S's, just hold on long enough, get them down into the bus stop chicane, and it's an easy move from there. Hamilton leads it, now it's Cope, Burton, Labonte, Gordon, the top 5, but Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s right behind Gordon as we have a battle in the back for 10th place. Shepard and Michael Waltrip.
Yeah, that's Shepard looking for 10th. He got it around the 18 as they win the turns 1 and 2.
Oh, Rutman!
Woo, Rutman!
That was close.
Good news is he's still going. He's under fire, though, from Joe Nemechek. Remember making his first start in, I believe, 9 races that was out?
8 races, I believe. I don't remember how much exactly, but his last race was the Coca-Cola 600. And now he's finally back, and he's driving that number 87 once again. So, it'll be very fun to see how Joe Nemechek can end out this season.
He seems to have picked up right where he left off, and where McLaughlin left off as well. McLaughlin just a few spots behind. I believe that was the 11 car he was battling with for about 16th, 17th.
I believe it was.
Oh, there's Nemechek
battle
again.
Battle for the lead, maybe. I believe we do have a battle for lead. Cope and Hamilton.
Once again, Cope's going to try to do the same thing the 10 did to him. And look at that, the 3 car getting the good run through the S's. And now on the straightaway, looks like the 3 will be able to clear.
We'll see. The good thing about Hamilton at least getting out front, he did get the 5 bonus points for leading that lap last time around. So that's 5 points that Dale currently doesn't have. And at this point in the season, any point counts.
At the very least, if it doesn't earn you the championship, it's going to help you secure 2nd place.
Well, no one wants to be 2nd, though.
Well, no one does, but I mean, just in case that 1% chance that Dale Earnhardt decides to kick it into overdrive and win by 300, 400 plus points. We haven't seen it happen in a little bit, but can still happen. Although right now,
if anyone's going to do it this year, it would be Dale Earnhardt, considering he's looking for his 8th championship, you know? So
we see Bobby Hamilton. He is putting up a really good fight to that number 3. But see if he can go. He's going to try to make the pass down the back straightaway into the bus stop. Not able to.
I don't like this. Oh! That could have gone very poorly right there.
But these 3 right now are breaking away pretty well. The 33 of Terry Labonte is the one guy in the middle, but the field is getting pretty spread out here.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing, and we didn't mention at the start, but the pit window, it's a 32-lap race, but we're looking at pit stops around lap 29 to 30 here. This could get very, very interesting at the very end of this one.
I think right now, if you're one of these front three cars, I would say maybe you don't mind a caution as much, because if caution were to come out, everybody goes ahead and pit, and then you wouldn't have to pit again and not worry about the idea of leading almost 30 laps and then losing it on a one bad stop.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, I think most of the field wouldn't be upset if a caution were to come out. Here comes Hamilton once again, down the back straightaway for the lead. Once again, Derek Cope able to cover it off. But, no, I don't think anyone would be too upset with a caution, really. I mean, the only way I could see you being upset with a caution is if, like, you know your pit crew can absolutely deliver on that final pit stop, you know? And even then, it's like, it's not a risk you're willing to take for the most part.
It is not, as we see, coming up on lap number 10. And it is still the number 3 of Derek Cope leading us out front. Still your front three are ahead by about 1.5 seconds. And it's Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Jack Sprague, Johnny Andretti battling with the 99 of Ricky Rudd there.
Yeah, that's the bell for 8th place now, with Andretti and Rudd. Side by side, easy move for Ricky Rudd, and now we'll watch the 9 of Shepard here, looking to maybe capitalize. And look, he's in 11th place now, Joe Nemechek in that 87 car.
He really is on a mission. Go ahead right now. He's up 2 spots since we last checked in with him, and there's a good chance he could go and catch any one of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very impressive run by Joe Nemechek after being out for 8-9 races, you know? I mean, it's already good enough to see him back, but to see him running as good as he is just a great thing to see.
Let's go ahead and check in on the number 16 further back. Mike McLaughlin, who was driving that 87 until this week. He's currently 21st right now, slotted in behind the 22 of Mark Martin. And, I mean, we've seen it with his stats. The reason why McLaughlin is in the 16 right now is because of the work he was able to do. 3 top 10s, 3 extra top 20s. His worst finish was 25th of his entire stretch. That's a pretty solid resume for a fill-in driver.
Yeah, I mean, 25th is impressive. I mean, his worst finish was 31st, but that's Daytona, so you can easily look past that, you know? It's Daytona. You know, I mean, it's his first time at a plate race, so you know what? You really can't be that upset, especially considering he had the 3 top 10s, as you mentioned, 6 and 7 in his first 2 races for the team. So, like, Mike McLaughlin is just absolutely blowing everyone's expectations out of the water, especially for that 87 car, you know? I mean, considering Nemechek only had 1 top 10 in the first 11 races, and that was at Martinsville, he finished 8th. Mike McLaughlin beat that on his first race with the team, and he would go on to beat it 2 further times, you know?
Yeah, like we said, he's really set that 16. He's really set himself up to go ahead and do good things with that number 16 car right now, especially over in the owner's points world, and get it out of that back half of the field.
I'm also just noticing this, Michael. I don't know if you've ever touched on it, but in those 8 races with Mike McLaughlin in the 87, 7 of the 8 of those races, the 16 car did not make the field.
Oh, dang. That's really putting it in comparison.
Butch Gillen had 9 DNQs in his tenure in the 16 car, 7 of them coming in the last 8 races, 8 in the last 9. So that really goes to show, really, I think how strong Mike McLaughlin is to take the 16 car, which has been DNQing weekly at this point, and now he's running in the top 20 or just around the top 20. As now, if you look at the ticker, Michael, Joe Nemechek has moved into the top 10.
And who's moved into the lead? Bobby Hamilton.
You know, we've been so focused on the story of Mike McLaughlin that we have just pulled a Fox Sports and missed a lead change. Like I said, we're rusty.
Speaking of Rusty Wallace, we'll check in on him on a second. We can check in there, but for now, I mean, look at... Normally, we usually see a guy tend to drive away at these road courses. Derek Cope was not able to get away from Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton's not able to get away from Cope. And nobody's getting really too far out. I mean, those two, they pulled away from a lot of these cars, but now everybody's in a single-file train about 3 seconds apart.
Yeah, here comes Gordon looking for fourth, which, like, for a while, they were 1.5 seconds behind Terry Labonte. And now, they're in this lead group, all the way down to about the 10th spot, is about how far the gap was between first and sixth for the longest time. So now we got a very interesting race on our hands, especially considering that 6 car and the 43 car looks like they're absolutely flying right now.
They are, and if I'm the 3 of the 10, I would start going and maybe sweating a little bit, because you know, once they're there, and goodbye. Sometimes it almost just feels like sometimes like a flash. Like the 43 and the 6 will show up, and then boom, next thing you know, you're positioned down.
It's a very weird bit right here so far. I mean, I don't think any of us expected, like, someone in the middle part of the top 10 to be able to close in this much at the middle stage of a run, you know? Like, we're halfway through this run pretty much, lap 15 to 32. I mean, this is just really impressive so far.
Watkins Glen putting a good name out for itself as we see Jack Sprague trying to get around the 43, and I think Sprague doing a similar move to what we've seen before. Looks like he might be able to clear the 43.
Looks like he has got it. So now Sprague moves back into 6th place, and that just really helped Bobby Hamilton. You know, I mean, any spot that Dale Sr. loses out on is more points going towards the 10 in this championship battle. So anyone who can get past the 40... Oh, wait, what? Huh?
The 63 was on pit road. Joe Ruttman. It was just him, though. Because he's all alone right now. He was in 28th when he pitted. And he is very far off from anybody after his stop. Is he an early pitter?
Interesting to pit now. I mean, he's going to have clean air, fresh tires, so probably be about 1.5 seconds faster than everyone.
He won't have to pit again. That's the good news, I don't think.
Yeah. It'll be very interesting to see where he comes out now, then. Because if he ends up taking the lead of this race because of that... I mean...
Well, every other strategist in the entire field is going to feel like a fool if that happens. They'll be scratching their heads wondering, how come we didn't think of that?
It's just going to be a matter of how quickly the 63 can close in. Like, that's the main thing right now. As now, once again, we're seeing the top 4 break away from Terry Labonte. So they closed in for a bit, but now by Gordon's ahead of Labonte, they're getting a bit more spread out.
Yeah, Terry's been pretty good at holding his position, but there's also been a couple of gaps forming the 33 car. As we see the 3, Derek Cope, again on the back bumper of the number 10 car, but I don't know how well the runs are going to be able to come to these guys so far into it. I mean, we're not very far, the interesting thing, we're not very far off of... There's not a lot of tire fall off as we see Derek Cope go to the inside of the 10, trying to go for the lead. Can he get the run? Yes, he can. They're going to be side by side going through the bus stop and a little bit through the grass, and Derek Cope has it.
What a move, and now here comes Ward Burton. Burton's going to capitalize immediately and try and take second place from the 10. What a move by Cope, and what a great awareness. What great awareness from Ward Burton to try and move in to take second.
Some great stuff we're seeing between the 3 and the 10, and I think the 3 is proving that tire fall off is not really as much of a concern here at Watkins Glen as it is compared to other tracks, and actually it's working out pretty well for these guys. I mean, there's just something about the road courses to where as you get into the long runs, you start, that almost opens up the car to go and start making these different moves, as we see Jeff Gordon now try to go to the inside of the 17 of Ward Burton. He's been trailing him for a couple laps, but he's going to try that move he just saw pulled right ahead of him, going through the S's. It did not work for Gordon this time. Ward Burton stays ahead.
I think we got a couple cars in the pits, I think, Michael.
82 car, Elliott Sadler. Sadler's making his stop.
And we saw Ruttman did get ahead of the 82 by a wide margin there. So you gotta start thinking, is this gonna work out for the 63 the longer they stay out?
It's a heck of a gamble they pulled, but I mean, gambles are gambles for a reason. If I remember correctly, the 63 is 29th in the standings. He's not he's had one top 20 since his D&Q at Talladega, and I mean, considering that kind of season of the last few races, I don't think the 63 has much left to lose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him. I do wonder how far off the lead he is right now. Like, that's the main thing, is like, how far is Joe Ruttman off the leaders? 47 seconds last time around. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
And if he was 29th or so, I mean, we're gonna have to guesstimate a little bit, but that's about 17 seconds. So he lost about maybe 30 seconds for a pit stop.
Which would make sense, because I believe pit road speed here is 35-45. I mean, considering how fast they go down the front straightaway, it makes sense that they would lose that much time, I believe.
Yeah.
So we got 13 laps to go here. Derek Cope leading the race. Cope looking for his second win of the year in that number 3 car. He won back at the first Pocono race earlier this season. So, gotta think Cope's starting to get a little hungry, especially considering he's third in points, 196 off of Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, good. You can get good finishes galore, but I mean, as we've seen, the win is just, you know, even if it gives you an extra 5-10 points over second or third, it just feels a lot more relieving, you know.
Yeah, I mean, considering that Dale Earnhardt, for the first 17 races this season, didn't have a win. His first win came 2 races ago back at Pocono. I mean, you gotta think that was eating away on him for a while, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, look what... I mean, he got that win of... Remember, he got that win. It was Earnhardt 1-2 back at Pocono. It was senior and then junior. So you gotta know that really meant something to the whole Earnhardt family with that one.
Yeah, most definitely. We haven't really seen much of the Hendrick cars today, now that I think about it. We've seen the 5 a couple times in passing, but he's running in 11th place, the best of the Hendrick cars. That's about it.
Yeah, they are pretty far back. One guy who's actually moving up instead, the 88 of Lake Speed. He just got around the 2 of Dale Jarrett for 13th.
A great run for Lake Speed in the 88 car that's been struggling, to say the least.
Yeah, it was... You know, he didn't get a finish better than 38th before he took over, or that car didn't get a finish better than 38th when he took over for Toshio Suzuki. But since then, he's had 3 top 20s, and if the results hold, this would be the first top 15 for that 88 car this year.
No, actually.
Oh?
Toshio Suzuki finished in 13th back at Talladega. So there is that.
I think I need to update my stats. I might be using a little bit older data.
Really?
That's something to be sorted out later. In the meantime, David Green, he was really fast in practice, like those Hendrick boys we were talking about, but 27th right now. He's lost 2 spots since the start of this race. And
yeah, like I mentioned, it's just been not a very good day for Hendrick Motorsports all around, you know? I mean, when the best car is 11th at a 4-car team, especially a team as strong as Hendrick Motorsports, the all-rookie lineup, it has worked. I'm not going to say it hasn't for Hendrick. But at a place like Watkins, where you need to have the experience, really, it has not worked out for them. At least this time around.
Yeah. In the back here, we got Harry Gant, Ricky Craven. We saw another car come to pit road. No, engine failure on the 12. Jason Keller. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is going to be a caution.
Oh.
He's still rolling.
Well,
but
oh no.
He just missed pit road.
Will NASCAR keep him out there? Where are the leaders? They're heading through the final 2 corners. Oh, I think that's going to have to be a caution,
Yeah,
Michael.
It is. He is going too slow. And that... And right as the leaders cross the line, perfect timing. And there's the wrench thrown into the day.
That just completely screwed over Joe Ruttman and Elliott Sadler.
Man.
Because the thing is, you just absolutely cannot risk the leaders catching up to him when they're going through something like the bus stop or the carousel, man. I mean, it's too risky to keep him green, especially when there's not very much area to get out the way at a place like Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Jason Keller still just puttering around. Got to get to the last 2 corners. But that's going to end it for the number 12 car.
So we now have a very interesting scenario here. Because I know we had a caution at the Willow Springs race earlier in the year, but at road courses, what we do, it is 2 laps under caution. Pit road will open at the end of this lap, and then halfway through the next lap, we'll get the lights out, we'll go green next time by. So, we are not going to go to any commercial break or anything, we'll stay right here with you. Because, frankly, we're not going to have enough time to really go to commercial, I don't think, Michael.
No, we tend not to on these road courses, but they are going to be relatively long laps, and as they're approaching the pit road here in the next couple of corners, one thing to keep in mind is, well, the 30, remember, 63 and 82, if they also choose, can try to go and stay out if they want to, and that would put them to the front of the field because everybody else is likely going to pit here. You think they do it?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if it's me, I'd be crazy enough to do it because it doesn't seem like the tires have been that much of an issue so far in this one. So, wait.
Did they not open the road yet? I don't think they opened the road yet.
But we're going green this time. Huh? Do they think they can make it on fuel from here?
Are they just not concerned with not pitting?
I mean, we're only running 50 miles an hour.
You know, if everyone was expected to pit around lap 29:30, maybe they're thinking they can stretch it with this caution period.
I mean, it's only 2 laps of caution. Can you save 2 to 3 laps under caution like this? This is a very interesting scenario now.
We've found sometimes that what we think and what the drivers think tend not to align.
I mean, hey, if they think they can do it, go for it, you know? I mean, we're late in the season. At this point, you gotta take any chance you can have if you think you got a chance at the victory.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it might just save your seat.
Oh, the 99's blown up!
Oh, no!
Ricky Rudd! Engine smoking!
There is no way!
Oh, man,
well, that's unfortunate.
Sometimes.
And the lights are now officially out in the pace car. We will be going green this time by. It'll be 7 laps to go.
Is the 99 going to be able to make it back?
Uh-oh.
Is he just letting everybody go by?
He might be letting everyone go past before he starts making his way. What was the engine failure exactly? Oh no, he's stopping. He's stopping. He's not making it back. So yeah, we're gonna have to add 1 more lap to this caution, which makes the situation for the 63 and 82 even worse.
Things not going in their favor in any way, shape, or form. We'll step aside for a quick minute. We'll be right back in time for the restart. Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series of Watkins, Glen. And unfortunately for the Elliott Sadler and Joe Ruttman, I think everybody's going to stay out because I believe they're going to be able to make it to the end of the race on their current fuel and tires.
Yeah, I mean, with 2 laps under caution, it was like, it'll be close, you know? Now with 3, I think they can make it. So, we'll be going back green with 6 laps to go. We'll take a look at the top 10 here. It'll be Derek Cope, Bobby Hamilton, Ward Burton, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, Jack Sprague, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Morgan Shepherd, Joe Nemechek, and Ron Hornaday Jr.
Quick correction there that it is Dale Earnhardt Sr., not Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Did I say junior?
Yeah.
I may be a little dumb, don't worry.
Happens to the best of us. And unfortunately,
it's Dale Earnhardt, that's what matters.
Unfortunately, engine failures also happened to the 99 and the 12. They are out of this race. The only 2 out, 41 cars still available to go for the win. Although likely it's going to come down to these guys in the top 5. Here we go. Green flag again, lap number 27.
Who will make the first move down in turn 1? It seems like everyone's going to stay single file. Bernie Irvin back. Earnhardt making a move. Gordon and Labonte side by side.
They come up through the hills.
Oh no.
Woo, boy.
This is what we call fear.
Look how wide the 43 tried to go to get around the 1. And there's the 10 of Bobby Hamilton looking for the lead on the inside of Derek Cope through the bus stop.
He's got it.
Side by side, maybe not. Cope's got it.
Oh no!
Cope able to hold on. Bobby Hamilton has to settle back into second, but he's still right there.
Oh dear God.
Right behind him, Ward Burton, still trying to hold it off that 6 car. Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte remains in 5th. Dale Earnhardt right behind him in 6th.
Got a battle for 10th in the back. Hornet and Andretti side by side. And, oh, they're still side by side now. Here comes Labonte looking for 4th on Jeff Gordon.
Checking on that in just a second. We've got the 5 Ron Hornaday trying to get around Andretti. And Hornaday looks like he's going to get it. Up front, Terry trying to get around the 6 of Jeff Gordon. And he's got it. Maybe? Looking to clear?
Oh,
yes, he does.
From the 43. And now here comes Earnhardt. Earnhardt going to try and move into 5th here. Doesn't get it.
And again, the gap forms between 3rd and 4th. The same 3 leaders breaking away from Terry Labonte, Jeff Gordon, and company.
So it seems like it will be between just these 3. If Cope can hold on just 4 more laps, what a day it would be for the 3 teams for Richard Childress Racing.
Right with Ward Burton here to try to see this battle between the 10 and the 3, which has been going on all race. And it continues on. Hamilton trailing the 3, trying to find any sort of way to get around him. He's gotten really close several times, but hasn't been able to hold it for another lap or 2. So we head into the bus stop. The gap's still not enough for the 10.
Lap 29 of 32. Normally we would be expecting pit stops now, but with the caution, I think they can make it all the way to the end. We're coming up on 3 laps to go. Here at Watkins Glen International, Derek Cope with the lead over Bobby Hamilton. Can Cope hold on after starting on the pole for so long?
There's Gordon trying to get around Terry Labonte. He's got the perfect opportunity to get to the inside of the 33. And it looks like he's going to get the good run. They stay side by side though. So they start to go up through the S's. But Gordon makes the pass.
Labonte looking for a potential crossover, but just doesn't have the speed to make it work. As we got Shepard ahead of Sprague now. That's for 7th place. And now Nemechek and Sprague going at it for the 8th position.
Nemechek, he's done a very good job up to the top 10. Top 10 on your return. I don't think I've ever heard anyone argue against that.
He's set to match his best finish on the whole year, you know? I mean, you cannot be upset with it at all. And now look at Lake's speed up here, now that I see it. He's on 11th place in that 88 car.
He's trying
2
to get
laps to go.
As well. So they battle for 12th. There's the 11, sorry, that's Skinner behind the battle. That's Dale Jarrett, John Andretti. Jeff Burton as well. And it looks like Jarrett's going to be able to get it. Andretti trying to put up a fight, though. Jarrett's going to get help from the 11. A little bit of a push from Mike Skinner. It's 2 against 1, though. Skinner's just helping whoever. They're going to be perfectly even into the bus stop. Who's going to get the better exit? And it's going to be the 31 of Johnny Andretti.
Here we go, coming up to the white flag this time. Who will it be? Cope or Hamilton. It's going to be basically just these two going for the win. I think Ward Burton is too far back to cause a challenge, as we'll come through the final corner. It will be 1 lap to go. Here at Watkins Glen, Derek Cope with the lead.
With the best opportunity, but we have seen, seems like everything happens sometimes on the final lap. Right now, though, he's just got to stay in tow. Got to stay in tow.
He's got to just try and get a run down the back stretch, but I don't think he'll have enough of a run. I think Cope is far enough ahead to keep this one in the bag.
The bus stop's been the best area for passing. Hamilton, not enough to try to make any sort of move there.
He is closer. He'll have to send it in the final 2 corners. I don't think he'll try it, though. I think he'll be staying in second. I don't think he wants to risk it.
The second place will be good for the 10 of Hamilton. That will be points gained on the 43. But for now, it's the 3 car who's the focus. Out of the final corner, here we go. Derek Cope is going to win at Watkins Glen.
What a day for that 3 car. Derek Cope, second win of 1997. The man third in points has just retook his claim to the championship trophy.
Top 2 here are both going to have some, at least a couple of points made up on the 43 of Dale Earnhardt. It's not going to be enough to take the championship, but is a positive overall day. And I think the main thing that the 3 and the 10 are really happy about is that late caution, which gave them enough fuel so they could stay out.
Yeah, that caution absolutely saved them, especially with the Ricky Rudd engine failure, which added an extra lap to that caution. That absolutely bailed him out, I believe. So let's take a look at your final results here from Watkins Glen. Derek Cope gets the win. Then it'll be Bobby Hamilton in second, with Ward Burton in third, Jeff Gordon fourth, Terry Labonte fifth, Dale Earnhardt Sr. in sixth, Morgan Shepard in seventh, Joe Nemechek eighth, Jack Sprague in ninth, and Ron Hornaday Jr. will round out the top 10 here today.
Lake Speed almost got a top 10 right behind him. Mike Skinner, John Andretti, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Burton, top 15. Really solid days. I mean, there wasn't as much position changing as I think some of us might have thought compared to what we came into. The main people who did not win were the 63 of Joe Ruttman and the 82 of Elliott Sadler. They got back a couple spots in the 35th and 38th, though. Unfortunately, the cards did not fall their favor.
Yeah, I mean, it was worth a shot. I mean, if it worked out, especially if that caution, if the extra caution lap wasn't added on for Ricky Rudd, I really think Ruttman and Sadler would have been battling for the win in this one.
Unfortunately, that goes to the table of what ifs, and now they just gotta look back and look ahead to next week's race, which is going to be Michigan again. They head back to Michigan, which Dale Jarrett won pretty easily, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was a fairly straightforward win for the number 2 car. We'll see what happens as we head back there for the DeVilbiss 400 at Michigan. What a fun race this one was, Michael.
It was. We still, I mean, if we had drivers of the day, if we had to give an award to anybody, it would definitely be the 3 and the 10 for their efforts. They kept us up front the entire time, just with how close they were and how much battling they were able to do. Good battle all around. But we've got Michigan, Bristol, Darlington, the next 3 races. That was the last road course of the year. Some drivers are really happy we're not going to another one. Some drivers are going to miss it. Whatever the case, back to the ovals we go. For us, this will be the end of our show for this time. For Darien Arnsdorff, I'm Michael Paz. This is the Draft Series. Congratulations, Derek Cope, for the win at Watkins Glen, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.